Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
No. Was that how you were expecting it to go?
Don't quit your day job.
I can't afford to, so.
You'll never make it in this town.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Unless I own the town.
Okay.
Maybe someday. We've been possessed by the spirit of
Everybody
of this movie.
Everybody go into the comments and write. Ugh. Keep with the theme.
It's gonna hurt my feelings, and I'm gonna cry.
Okay, then write ugh, and then in parentheses with love.
Okay, I feel better now. I'm just kidding. You can say that.
Talk to a. This is the Talk to a podcast.
Oh no, we will not be doing any copyright infringement.
Jarvis, give me your best Hawk Tua. Don't do that.
No,
we're talking about Beetlejuice, the first one, not the second one. You wanna do the whole spiel, or you? Welcome.
How about you do the spiel this time?
Welcome to the Full Time Movie Fans podcast. It's a podcast where two guys talk about movies, in a very not linear, very not structured, very not serious way. I am one of your hosts, and he's the other one.
Yeah, you can call me Jarvis
if you want. And today we're talking about Beetlejuice.
And we're not talking about like some new age health craze where you take a bunch of beetles and grind them up and then drink them every morning.
You just gave me a core memory. When I was growing up, I heard about this movie, did not have any interest in it, but would go to the gas station convenience store, and in there they had little juice boxes that they called Beetlejuice. And there was just fruit juice in a little squeezy cup with bugs on the front of it. And I would beg my parents for them.
Interesting.
Look it up. It's a thing. And they were delicious, I think. I was like 7.
When I went to Korea as a kid, they had these shark ice cream bars.
Ooh.
And the outside was like grayish and the bottom was white. And then when you bit into the shark, because it was shaped like a shark, the inside was red, like blood.
I'm wrong. It's called bug juice. This is what it looks like.
Are there actual bugs in it?
No.
Okay, well, that's good.
But I can get it. Oh, my God. How many of them come in that?
No, that's too expensive.
That's way too much.
Don't buy
It's
that.
a pack of 24 for $50.
Yeah, that's a big no.
I'd still drink them if they were expired. Bug juice. Get yourself some. It's sponsored. Sponsored by Bug Juice.
We're not sponsored by anything yet, but if you want to sponsor us, let us know in the comments.
We're sponsored by ourselves. We're sponsored by ourselves, so hit that subscribe button so that the sponsorship means something.
Yeah, and hey, you know what? Well, I want to take this time to just thank all of those of you who have subscribed and do watch us.
By name, one by one, go.
Dude, there was literally someone who, again, you guys, when you leave nice comments, make my day, and someone says, hey, this is a nice little channel you got here. I can't watch this video yet, but I will watch it later. And I was like, thank you very much, good sir. I trust that you will.
Hey, it's either us or the Talk to a podcast. This is the second time I'm bringing it up, and it's the last time it's going to be brought up. So make your choice. Choose your allegiances now. We're going to war, boys. And it's us versus the Talk to a podcast. All right, so Beetlejuice, what was your first impression of this quirky little movie?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I never watched this one as a youngin'.
Same.
And it was made in the 80s, right? Is it 80s?
Yeah, I think so. It's a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, so I believe it was made in the 80s, which is a long time ago for most of you people watching. And so I didn't watch it. Like, the first time I watched it was literally today, this morning.
1988 is the answer to your question.
It was made the year that I was born, and I just never watched it for whatever reason. It just never came across my radar and stuff like that. I'd heard about it, but I never went out of my way to find it. So I watched it. I will say that I love it because of it's a product of its time. You know what I mean? Like it's just so shot in the way that movies were shot, and like the ideas are so kind of crazy and nuts that it just kind of works.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
the practical effects are all very fun and quirky
and practical.
Yeah, because it's the 80s.
Yep. And so I have to say that I had a good time with it. I did enjoy it, but it was one of those ones that I really had to focus my mind to pay attention to. It's hard to like when you're in your home and you're trying to figure out what you're going to have for lunch, you can get distracted. And so but
sorry, I'm having a hard time here because I've learned something. I watched the whole movie and didn't know something, and now it's blowing my mind a little bit.
Are you gonna tell us, or are you gonna leave it?
I didn't know that Alec Baldwin was in this movie, let alone one of the main characters.
Yeah, dude.
I had no idea. He looks so different.
It took me a while to remember.
It's blowing my mind.
It took me a while to remember his name, but I was like, okay, what's their last name? Starts with the
You're
B.
looking at me like I'm crazy, but he does not look like Alec Baldwin now. I just looked at the trailer and I looked at Alec Baldwin now and I went, that is not who he is. That is not what he sounds like. That is not the so. Hey, shout out to the shapeshifter Alec Baldwin. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy how time passes and we start to look different.
Imagine acting. So yeah,
imagine
that's crazy.
In a time stream.
That's really crazy to me. Anyways,
yeah, Alec Baldwin is definitely in this movie. Who else is in this movie? While you got it pulled up,
Michael Keaton.
Oh yes, do we love Michael Keaton?
Yes,
we love Michael Keaton.
I love Birdman.
I love him in almost every movie he's done.
I actually have beef with Birdman. We might get to it at some point. It's
yeah,
not really beef.
That a few times actually. For those of you who have watched the channel from the beginning,
it's not really beef, but it is. But it's not. We got Catherine O'Hara.
From? What would we know her from?
According to IMDb, A Mighty Wind and Frankenweenie.
Home Alone.
She's the mom in Home Alone. She's also in the new Fraggle Rock movie, which some people might be
very into. Also, Frankenweenie.
Yeah, Frankenweenie. Yeah. We also got Winona Ryder, Jeffrey Jones, Glenn Shaddix. There's some people in here that are so out of order, and I'm forgetting them immediately.
Oh, that one dude who wasn't in the new one because he had a strange case. We won't mention.
Yeah, I am telling you that doesn't look like Alec Baldwin.
It does. It does look like him. I agree with you.
This man right here. You tell me this man is that man? No, they don't.
It is literally his face. It is literally the same face.
So my first impression of this movie, actually doesn't start 2 weeks ago. My wife knows I finished the movie with her 2 weeks ago. I tried to watch this movie like 5 years ago. I own it on DVD. I was watching it while working on my famous movie that everyone's seen.
What's the name of this movie?
We Don't Have an Ending. That's what it's called. It's a movie about three guys making a movie about three guys making a movie. It's very... You just wouldn't get it. And I put on Beetlejuice, not my movie, because that'd be weird to be making it while I'm watching it. And I put on Beetlejuice, and I got probably about 10 minutes in, and I went, oh, man, where's Michael Keaton? And then I turned it off. That's my first impression of this movie.
Wow.
And then my second impression is we got about 15 minutes in, and I went, where's Michael Keaton? And we continued watching it.
Until Michael Keaton eventually showed up.
Yeah, until Michael Keaton eventually showed up.
Like-
And finally, we're starting something. And then he went away for another 30 minutes. And then he came back for the last 20. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I made the joke beforehand that it's called Beetlejuice, not 5 minutes of Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
like it should be.
Or as it's affectionately known, bug juice.
Yeah, bug juice. It's affectionately not like I love bug juice. Bring
Bug
back
juice
bug
is one
juice.
of my favorite movies.
Bring back bug juice.
That's
That's my core memories. I remember. I don't know why Beetlejuice and bug juice really stuck out in my mind.
You should order some bug juice while you watch Beetlejuice.
Oh, maybe that would enhance the experience for me. She says they're not even related. They're not. I wasn't trying to say they were. I was just saying that they reminded
they're
me
up here.
of Beetlejuice, which is actually bug juice, which was very tasty. Yeah, are you talking about
the juice, random
the barrel juices?
Yeah, it's just colored sugar water.
Yeah, very tasty as well. Absolutely, I'll crush an entire 24-pack of those, just like I will bug juice. Subscribe to the channel so we can get monetized, so that we can make some money off of this, so that I can get bug juice.
Yeah, because bug juice is expensive.
It is.
Apparently,
expired.
Beetlejuice is expensive too. I mean, it's more like the cost of summoning him.
Yeah,
is more than you'd want to pay.
It's
they
don't have the budget on this. I'd have to look it up somewhere else probably.
Yeah, do that.
Oh no, this is Alec Baldwin. That's why there's not a price for him.
Yeah, so we're talking about Beetlejuice.
$15 million is how expensive Beetlejuice is.
How much did it make?
Let's find out.
Yeah. So
$75 million.
That's pretty good.
A 5-time return, yeah.
And what's the numbers when you account for inflation?
A lot.
It was a box office success, basically.
Yeah, because it was a weird Halloween movie that.
Yeah, and that's what.
Tim Burton has made a name for himself by 1988. So
yeah, this is our Halloween episode.
Yeah, the one that you're gonna get probably.
Yeah.
Unless we do something next week.
Yeah, we might decide to do another Halloween movie for the holiday.
Comment your favorite Halloween movie right now so that we can do it. Oh yeah, it might be Fear Street. All 3 of them. That'll be our special.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Yeah.
So, but Beetlejuice is what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, it was almost Beetlejuice, but yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, we'll do that one. We'll do that one next. I mean, we'll probably do that.
I want to see it.
I've watched it.
I'm not
already,
against it.
So, what was your first impression was where's Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
And also your second and third.
When Michael Keaton was there, I enjoyed it a lot. The weird afterlife stuff is kind of quirky too. But it's just
sandworms and
I don't know, for like a movie about how crazy Beetlejuice is
pretty
like,
tame.
Yeah. I know, it's hurting Sybil's heart back there.
It's like when your friend says, "Hey, I got this funny video to show you," and then they're playing it for you.
And the funniest thing is watching them watch you
not laugh.
Yeah. While they laugh at it, and they're like, "Wasn't that funny?"
Yeah, that's kind of how this movie is. It's like, this movie is so crazy.
I'll have to give you the background of why Sybil loves this movie so much. So she told me, and it's very fair, as a kid, she would watch her Scooby-Doo DVDs, and in the Scooby-Doo DVDs...
Those are very scary.
Very scary. She would see a trailer for this movie, Beetlejuice, and she'd see it over and over and over. And at the point at which that she actually got the opportunity to watch the movie, she had built it up so much in her little child head that she was like, yes, this is going to be one of the best movies I've ever watched. And so she watched it as a kid, again, which is an important part of this, and went, yeah, this is the best movie that has ever been made.
And it met her expectations.
Ever. Yeah. And so
I did not watch it as a kid, so I did not have that.
Yeah, as an adult, it's a little slow and takes a while to get to the point, which there is not really a point.
I mean, we're going to get into the plot here, but it is kind of a crazy, unique, I think, story idea.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
That I feel like what I like about it is that I feel like it was made in a time when ideas were still new.
Yeah.
instead of everything being remade or what's it called?
This is a hot take of
Readapted.
yours. This is a hot take of yours because it's definitely a derivative of something else. But still,
Okay,
keep going. Yeah.
well, I don't know what it is. Just enlighten me.
I'll tag on to your thing real quick to help your case. You ready for this?
Okay, yes, I like it
It's
when you
made.
help my case.
It's made in a time where it is an original idea for a movie, because
Okay.
movies haven't really gotten to the place where they're making weird stuff like that yet.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll
Or-
take it. I'll take it. I'll take any help I can get. You hear me? Any help I can get.
Help him in the comments.
Help me in the comments.
Help him by subscribing.
Send help wishes.
Send this to your parents.
Yeah, maybe they could talk about their first impressions of Beetlejuice when they watched it.
I want to hear their first impressions of each other
Ooh.
in the comments.
This is a love story, actually, so that fits.
It is. It is a love story.
Yeah.
You want me to get into it?
Yeah,
and see
let's
how
get
long I
into
can
it.
drag it out? Because it's a very simple plot, very simple movie. You got these two people. It's
Seemingly nice people. We don't
Yeah.
know. They could have some skeletons
we've got-
in the closet.
we've got Alec Baldwin and his wife Barbara. It's Adam and Barbara are their names, and they're recently married.
Also names that are products of their time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My grandma's name was Barbara. So.
Yeah, a name you don't hear very much anymore, unless you're a Nicki Minaj fan. Her fans are called Barbs. It's because they're Barbaras. That's what her thing is. Anyways, they've recently married and gotten their dream home, back when homes were affordable,
Which is too big for them.
which is
by
way
the
too
way.
big for them.
Which is
She's-
made known by that one lady who's like, "This house is too big for you." She just literally what she said.
And they got big dreams of making it their home.
They probably like, in their old house, just fished a 20 out of the cushions and bought the new house.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah, as you do back in those days. God, I miss those times that I never existed in. And so they are enjoying their loving little relationship. They're very cute together. And then they have to go to the store for something. He owns the hardware store, soon to be owned. And they're on their way back from the hardware store. There's a hair in my mouth. It's probably mine.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
It might be mine from earlier before the camera started rolling.
Yeah, what you guys don't know is before we start rolling, I just suck on his beard.
Fan fiction of us.
Can you guys tell I'm a little tired? I'm starting to hit this is a notorious thing, by the way. This is a notorious thing that happens in my friend group where I get the sleep crazies and I just start saying things.
Yeah, I think I literally had someone ask me about how I keep my beard moisturized, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I got a story to tell you.
There's an art to it too, because you could just you just get under there and you just scrunch it up a little bit and you can
She's saying to cut that out. Literally, cut it out.
I don't cut
need you,
anything.
I don't need you sucking on my
This
beard.
is uncut.
Ooh-wee.
So they're trying to get home and they're crossing this bridge and then this dog just jumps in front of their car. And Adam's a
Pre-planned.
nice
This
man.
this dog was out on a mission.
He swerves around but then loses the control of his car and drives their car off of the bridge,
Yeah,
and the
we
dog
need
is safe, and that's the important thing we know about this.
No, we
is
need to make
always
a
save
point
the
that this
dogs.
dog is a jerk, and it literally killed 2 innocent people.
You don't know what was going on in that dog's life. Maybe it was suicidal. Maybe its owner left him and abandoned him in the streets.
Well, usually those types of feelings don't include killing other people. So
Well, do you think people who want to throw themselves in front of cars think about the people who are driving those cars, Jarvis?
obviously not, because his dog didn't. He just went off his merry way, and we don't know what he did, but he probably went off to live a long, healthy life.
I can't keep
Unlike
up
our
this
protectors.
facade I have. Here's the hot take 20 minutes in of this recording that my wife is going to be upset that I'm saying on camera. If you're the type of person that want to off yourself by doing something like that, you're like a double asshole in my opinion, because number one, don't don't off yourself. And second of all, don't do that to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's awful. She's not mad. She said she's not mad about it. My hot take is that you should not off yourself.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Officially, we take the position that, get help, and it's out there for you.
Seek therapy and understand that if you actually do that, if you actually end up doing that, which you should not do, you should be under the impression that your friends and family should never forgive you for doing so. You should not be mourned. You should be. I don't want to say hated because that's a little harsh, but
I disagree. I think we can mourn.
Yeah, you should mourn, but you should also not forgive because that's life ruining for other people. Yeah. So our official theory is that the dog was just trying to off itself.
I literally have seen a dog do that, and it was
very sad.
Yeah.
We don't. So good on them for giving that dog a second chance at life. Bad on them because they're dead now. Back to the story.
Can I just say something about their death?
Yeah.
They seem to take it pretty well.
Yeah. They show back up at their house and they're like, "Whoa, things are like slightly changed. What's going on here? We can't see ourselves in the mirror. Why are these people showing up? Look, a book that says a guide for the recently deceased. I guess we're dead.
Also, we can't leave the house.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They really are just really chill with it,
bro.
There's not even a moment where they're like freaking out a little bit. It's just like, guess we're dead now.
Yeah, I remember the part where she was kind of like a little bit worried about some stuff, and he's like, "Well,
yeah, we're dead.
We're dead. We shouldn't we don't have a reason to worry about anything. We're dead.
Yeah,
we have no more responsibilities."
And then they get like a weird ad that's before most things happen. That's from Beetlejuice. That's like, I do bioexorcisms.
You know what's funny?
I'll lick your toes.
You know what's funny is that we're trying to get ads.
Here we are. If Beetlejuice wants to run an ad on this video,
yeah,
just fork us over a couple of pennies. So they ignore the ad because, they don't have no need.
Ads?
They have no need.
You watch as much of an ad as you have to.
Yeah. And so these people start moving into their home, and they're like, "Oh, well, maybe they're nice." And then they start immediately like vandalizing the home and planning on how they're going to modernize it and start trashing how awful the house is.
I mean, I think that is a horrible feeling that I think anybody would have.
That house was beautiful, though, I will say.
Yeah.
Like top 10 house right there.
But dude, having like you're technically still there and you're seeing when everything's happening, there's like you have all these ideas and you're like, "Oh, this is so great. I really love how this is." And everybody's like, "Idea's trash. It's trash. We're going to change it."
I would have been reading the book to figure out how to punch living people with my ghost hands. That's what I would have done. It's like, where's the section of violence?
Yeah.
Apparently there is one.
Because as we learned from, prior, I forget which one, was it Lord of the Rings? The ghosts can fight. Oh no,
no, Star Wars.
The ghosts can fight. So why won't they?
Let the Force ghosts fight.
Yeah. Also Lord of the Rings.
I guess that's true. Yeah,
those ghosts put in some work.
That's true. They actually fight.
It's a major work.
So they go, "Hey, that's kind of rude," and they want the people out of their house. So what do? They try to haunt them and make a little scare. So they run off, and they're not good at it. They're not even noticed. So that's pretty cool. So what do they do instead? They go to read some part of the book that says, "Hey, make a little chalk outline to go to the ghost DMV." And in the ghost DMV, they go, "Hey, we've got some people in our home that we need to get out." And they go, "Take a number. Here's your social worker."
You're not, yeah.
And then
you're not on the list. You gotta wait.
And then they start going through a bunch of doors and getting lost at the ghost DMV. I'm missing something apparently. There's a door that goes over all the people who were exorcised, and it's just the souls. Oh yeah, so they learn that if they get exorcised from the house, they cease to exist in like a weird ghost purgatory instead of in the purgatory that they're currently existing in,
which is a DMV, which is the
DMV. Yeah. So what could be worse? So apparently that. Right? Yeah. And so they go through another door and they're back in their house, but it's like many years later.
Wasn't there a sandworm somewhere in there?
Yeah, there is a sandworm in the ghost desert that also eats people. It's every time they leave the house, they are in the weird desert purgatory.
And
with the sandworm.
Yeah, it's very scary.
The sandworm.
You do not want to be eaten by the sandworm.
No, you don't. So they show up, and the social worker goes, "I've been waiting for y'all a very long time. I almost gave up on y'all. Anyways, this is your problem. Figure it out." Which is very helpful. Classic social worker. Yeah.
Yep.
And so they.
Sorry if you're a social worker. Just be better next time.
And so they. Jeez. Man, you're getting everything in this episode.
Put it in the comments if you're a social worker.
If you're a civil servant, stop it.
Oh, wow.
Get a better job.
Oh, wow. Wow.
No, I appreciate you, and to be honest, they pay well, so don't blame you. Anyways, they go back to trying to hunt these people themselves. Their goth daughter Lydia ends up finding.
Don't they literally have
talking
an
about stuff in the
interview
basement?
Like an interview on how to be haunting, because their faces change.
No, that's later.
Okay,
that's later.
Oh, my bad. I barely watched this.
And the social worker does give them a warning, because they're like, well, what about this beetle guy? And she's like, don't even bother with him.
Yeah.
If he's a nutcase, he used to work for us. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Just don't go with it. And they go, oh, okay. So they try again themselves. It doesn't work. They do have a short interaction with Beetlejuice where he's like, yeah, I'll get rid of them for you. Just let me lick your toes. I don't know. I said
that's
it once, but that's
good.
pretty much
pretty good impression.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'll get
Very
these ghosts away from you. Let me kiss your wife. What a sassy little guy.
Strings. Everything has strings with him.
Yeah, there are strings attached.
The women.
Yeah,
usually involves women.
It does usually involve the women, but he's not. He's not sexist. He'll kiss anyone, and he does kiss Adam at least once, probably twice. I can't remember. He's just a saucy little dude.
He definitely didn't suck his beard.
No, he could, but he didn't have a beard, or else he probably would have. You're not gonna get over that one for a little bit, huh?
Hey, I got no problems with it. You're the one that
say someone's got to do it.
You have to deal with the consequences.
Oh, air in my mouth.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I'm not embarrassed by this. Stop. Anyways, Beetlejuice is like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. Yeah, just give me all your feet. I can't think of anything else that he would say except for feet, apparently. And they go, no, you're a little weird. We're gonna do it ourselves instead. And they, the people have a little dinner party with their boss and friends and other influential people. And their way of haunting them to a point of scaring them out of the house is to make them dance to Day-O, which is
force
pretty
them
cool.
to sing.
And they finish it off.
Which turns out to be a great night for them.
Oh, yeah. And they go back up to the basement. They're like, this definitely got them. We got them this time. And Lydia goes up to the basement and goes, hey, they want to have you guys come down for dinner and maybe do some more stuff because they thought it was really cool. And they say, no, we're not going to do that. We were trying to scare them out. And then Lydia goes down and relays the message, and they go, well, what do you mean the ghosts don't want to come down and hang out with us? We're just going to go up there instead, which obviously was a really great move. And it doesn't work out. And so instead, their weird not uncle cousin, decides to, It's the interior designer for the house, who is their weird uncle cousin, unconfirmed, goes, oh, well, I know how to do seances, so I'm just going to do a seance.
Conveniently.
He stole, important plot point. Earlier, he stole the book of the recently deceased, and so that's why he's like, I can do a seance and get them down here. And he does the seance, and it causes them to start aging extremely, and it's basically an exorcism.
They turn directly into ghouls.
Yeah, very quickly. And everyone starts freaking out. Lydia goes upstairs, finds Beetlejuice, and he goes, yeah, honey, I can take care of this problem for you. I'll save him. You just got to marry me. And the 16-year-old Lydia goes, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I'll marry this hundreds of year old creepy guy.
16-year-olds don't have the best judgment, do they?
No, not ever.
remember being a 16-year-old?
Some people would say this is the equivalent of Romeo and Juliet, and I would agree.
Well,
because it's just as weird and creepy, and the moral of the story is to not be a weird teenager.
yeah, and we have to mention this is not like a normal weird like, what's it called? Like Jerry Seinfeld and his high school girlfriend. It's worse because Beetlejuice is actually hundreds of years old
and very outwardly weird.
Yeah,
very openly not good.
Yeah, he's just confident. He knows what he is, and he just.
And so the caveat to have him do things is to say his name 3 times, but he can't say his own name. So they play charades, and so she learns his name and says it 3 times, and then he just goes fucking nuts and just scares everybody.
Yeah.
And then delivers on his promise.
Yes,
saves the lovely couple, and so Lydia has to keep good on her promise and marry the creepy old man. For some reason, it's to be able to stay in the mortal plane, which doesn't work. What happens? I'm totally losing this part. So they get married, and then the ghosts. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. So they go through the whole ceremony, and then the lovely couple make sure that they don't actually finish the ceremony.
Yeah, so the part where they say "Speak now or forever hold your peace." Yeah, they're like, "No, this is not okay."
Yeah, they tried their very best to speak now.
Yeah,
and Beetlejuice did his very best to make sure they couldn't, but they still won anyway because love always wins. Except for,
creepy.
Love always wins. So he'll be back.
Correctly.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. In the sequel, which just came out recently.
Yeah. And then we get a little flash forward to where Lydia is doing okay in school now, and she's getting along with people and making friends. And she goes home, and the ghosts are helping her with her homework and social life, and they restore the house to its original. Not its original, but the original to them way. Because love always wins. And that's Beetlejuice.
There you have it. We're just doing it's full romance.
I learned during this podcast that I could do the Beetlejuice voice, so I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, it's very good.
I can do the musical one too, but that's not relevant to this right now.
Put in the comments.
Yep, I'll put it in the comments. Did you know that they made a musical based off of this?
Did they?
Yeah. And it's so much better. It's so much better than the movie version.
Wow.
This is a very common thing, though, and we were talking about it, is that there are a lot of 80s cult classic movies that got turned into musicals that are just banging musicals. You got Heathers. You got Legally Blonde. You got Beetlejuice.
There were some musicals that were turned back into movies that were not great, like Cats.
Yeah, Cats. Anything that was a movie is fair game to be turned into a musical. I don't think that anything that's a musical is fair game to be turned into a movie.
It doesn't always work out as well.
I'm waiting until 10 or 15 years from now when somebody goes, you know what? I'm going to make the colonial historical equivalent of Hamilton. And it's going to be Hamilton, but set in the 1700s. And I'm going to go to it very excited to watch that train wreck go down.
Speaking of musicals, Joker 2 was turned into a musical.
I did hear that it's a musical. I did hear about that, and I don't know how many millions of dollars Lady Gaga got paid to write a song for it. Apparently a lot.
She did good. Yeah,
she won. For sure she won. Look, anybody who got paid from that movie won, because most of the time, the way that movies work, as we've probably talked about a couple of times, everybody that works on the project at the beginning gets paid. So anybody who worked on pre-production, production, post-production, they all get paid. The people who don't, executives, producers, and the people who get most of their stipend from royalties.
Yeah, and profits.
So usually what happens is somebody feels like a project's going to go really well. They try to get royalties off the project. That usually happens in television a lot more.
That happened with Robert Downey Jr.
It did happen with Robert Downey Jr., which he should.
His foresight was very good.
Yeah, and if they don't, they take their paycheck and run, which happens. Which is why a lot of like bad movies happen, because everybody in the project's like, "Hey, man, we're getting our paycheck regardless, so who cares?" Which is pretty cool, which is why I'm of the opinion that they should just switch everybody to a base pay rate with royalties.
Yeah.
Because that gives them a better incentive to do better.
Yes. And we want movies to do better.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, all the time.
Horrible.
That's a different story that I've heard. It has a weird, crazy thing happening behind it. But
maybe. But we don't know for sure. What we do know is that we both watched Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And
And
both have a similar opinion that it was just okay.
we also both know that it was created when I was born in 1988.
That's crazy. I was not.
No, you were not. You were
I was born a certain amount of years later than Jarvis, which
not
you
even
can put in the comments.
a twinkle in your parents' eyes.
Let's just say Jarvis may or may not have been edging middle school. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
She was born in 2001. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very old. Extremely. Not as old as Beetlejuice, though.
Yeah.
How many times have we said his name already?
Enough to get him here. You know what's crazy? Everybody else in this story has a legitimate name, except for him.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder what the backstory is to all of this. Because there seems to be something more interesting than this story going on with him.
You know what I think?
You're smiling awkwardly like you kind of know, but don't.
Dude, you know what? I think, with all the TV shows that they've made about people's jobs, starting with, like, The Office and, like, well, actually, even before that, like, Cheers was in a bar.
Yeah.
But The Office and then Parks and Rec, and then you've got Abbott Elementary. Like, wasn't there another one about the people that do wildlife rescue in cities? I don't know.
Are you about to pitch a Office-style Beetlejuice show?
Yes, for the DMV. Like, there's tons of stories in there. You know what I mean? With the people coming in and getting checked in, all the
honestly,
people characters.
yeah, I'd watch all of that immediately.
That could be funny.
I would watch that.
People always coming in and out. Of course, all the people that work together have their own shtick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's an arc where Beetlejuice has to work at the DMV again, but he's just like a front desk receptionist.
Yeah, and he keeps messing everything up until they fire him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He just doesn't go on script at all, and it doesn't work.
Dude, I could totally see somebody make that. Hey, if they do make this, we want credit for pitching it.
Yeah, I'll get into a writer's room for you. I'll make sure that whatever silly things that you want to happen in the show also have like a deeper emotional meaning. We'll get behind the fact that Beetlejuice is hiding his actual like personality behind this weird, grotesque man that no one wants to be around, and we'll get to the bottom of why. Very grunkle Stan. Okay, yeah, I'll hijack that reference that I have no idea if it's accurate or not.
Yeah, he's that wacky. He's like the what's it called? If you've seen The Office, he's the Michael Scott of the show.
Yeah, if you have a
very
disjointed family, he's that one grandparent that no one really wants to talk to.
Who says a bunch of like horrible racist things casually.
Yeah, any time that you go and see them, you're like, "Oh, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, my life's going great." They go, "Yeah, you'd look better if you weren't a fat bitch."
Yeah,
you're like, "Oh, okay, I remember why I don't talk to you." Yeah, you know the type. I also have the type.
And of course, he always smells funny too.
Yeah, and they judge you for how you smell for some reason. That's exactly who Beetlejuice is.
Like he looks like he smells.
Yeah, he doesn't just look at. You can basically smell him from the screen.
Yeah,
yeah, like onions, but onions that went bad, and then you cooked them. It is very the Grinch.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. Anyways, it's a movie.
How would you rate it?
How would I rate it?
Yeah, on our little weird arbitrary scale.
For me, just speaking for myself, watch it, and then you don't have to watch it anymore after that if you don't want to.
I'll go one step up and I say own it because I feel this way about all cult classics.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, this is
It
to
is
be honest, it does feel like a very like. If you're gonna rewatch it, you rewatch it once a year around Halloween because that's the time to do it.
Yeah, it does. It has an important place in movie history, I think.
I'm gonna do something unprecedented for this podcast, just to give like a fair take, and I'm gonna hand my microphone to our producer, and ask her rating of this movie.
Wow, hey guys,
so what's your rating on our arbitrary
and
scale?
why? Yeah. We want to know. People in the comments, they want to know.
You have to own it. Why would you not? I hate this. I have the headsets on, so I hear myself like double. Why would you not own it? It's a classic. What? Own it. Why would you own it? Because of Scooby-Doo.
So this is like, it's like adult Scooby-Doo for you.
It's like exactly like adult Scooby-Doo. Lydia's Velma. Where's the ghost chase? They have one with this.
They
with
are
the
literal ghosts.
The sandworm. I guess that's true. Yeah. It is adult Scooby-Doo. It's like as close as you could get to watching Scooby-Doo as an adult without watching Scooby-Doo. And I love Scooby-Doo. I would own it left, right, and like we're owning it everywhere in the house. How many of them would you own? I'd own like 3. I think I already own like 2. I'd buy it again. Well, if you owned one before and I owned one, then we definitely have 2. Yeah, we definitely have 2. Okay, you can take this back now.
Definitely want to see what you guys. I'm very curious as to what you guys will think of Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and if you made it this far and you heard Sybil for the first time, put "Yay Sybil" in the comments, but spell it correctly. I'm not going to tell you how. You figure it out. So yeah, to wrap this up, don't kill yourself.
Please don't.
Watch the movie because
then you have to go through the DMV.
Yeah,
nobody wants to do
that's
that.
Actually they do make a note about that in the movie that if you do that, you end up working at the DMV for the rest of eternity. Yeah, that's what the front desk lady said.
That's the TV show though.
That is the TV show.
How did you get here?
Well, isn't that a little obvious to everybody now? Anyways, are you doing the thing? Am I doing the thing? We hope that your day is very stinky and abhorrent.
Yeah. I hope it's the worst day you've ever had, and I hope you don't have any better days ahead of you.
Bye.
This is Beetlejuice Review.
Yeah.
We out.
Hey, full-time MFers. You like this video? We sure did. If you liked it, maybe you should share it with your friends. Maybe like the video and subscribe.
If we were you, that's what we would do. If I was watching this,
I'd be all over that.
Like, and I'd hit that share, and then I would hit that subscribe in that order.
Yeah. There's also another video that's popped up. YouTube thinks you like this one, so you should watch that one now.
See you next time.